That's what she said.
All right, everybody. Welcome back to Movie Talks and Chill. We're your hosts. I'm Tony Serrato.
I'm Gavin Butts.
I'm Patrick Wall.
And in this episode, I will turn it over to Patrick here.
Thank you, Mr. Tony. So, this is the second annual Tavern Talks for Movie Talks and Chill. This is numero dos. And Gavin apparently already started without us.
Fuck your face.
So, this is an homage to how we got started. Basically, 3 years ago, well, 2
Almost
years
3 years
and
ago.
51 weeks ago.
Yes.
Holy shit, we lasted longer than the person that introduced us than I did.
Wow.
Cheers.
Sorry, man.
All right. So, 2 years and 51...
I've been waiting all day to say that.
51 weeks ago, we started this little podcast just because me and Tony met at a bar, and we would always wind up talking about movies at some point or another. I didn't know Gavin at the time, but Tony, you were golf friends with him, and you would always wind up talking about movies at some point or another.
That's how he asked me, is we went to Mainlands.
Yep.
And I knew he was going to ask me, but we played through like 8 holes, and it was freaking hot as shit out there. So he waited.
We
he
started
waited 8
in
holes.
late July. I'm assuming he asked you in early July.
Or either that, or maybe it was just right before 4th of July. I can't remember.
No, it was in May because we spent
Yeah,
about a month
that's
planning
right.
it out.
Oh, yeah,
once
that's
you
right.
guys met.
Yeah, it was in May, but it was still hot as shit.
Yeah.
And Mainlands doesn't have a ton of foliage.
Quick side note, the golf course next to my place has just enough to where I hear people getting caught in those trees every, single round. Yep.
You just hear
Couldn't get around that tree, could you?
wait for the bounce.
Well, the problem is, I know the rules, they have to play it as it lies, and, they're very close to the street. So a lot of them are I'm just going to force it through this thing, or I'm going to try and keep it low and just slow underneath.
Yeah, I had to hit off Frankenstein's fat foot.
Yeah.
Unless they're on camera in the PGA or major tours, not many golfers actually play it as it lies.
These
Yeah,
guys
for the
do.
most part.
Well,
Exactly.
when you're paying that much at a country club, I think they're going to follow every rule humanly possible.
No, they still skip a few.
Yeah.
They take it out
Just
of the
because
brush.
you have money does not mean you're
Yeah.
good.
True. But a lot of them play it as it lies. Personally, I'd be I'm throwing my ball back onto the fairway. I'm not hitting it through this tree.
You were like 97 other people.
Yeah.
Percent of people who play golf.
Yep.
Just kick it out of there a
Welcome
little
to
bit.
the
yeah.
club. Got my handy dandy foot wedge over here.
I don't want to hit in all that grass.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
deep grass. Get it out of there. No, a little bit more.
That's right. I tell everybody I play the whole course. Who wants to play from the fairway the whole time? It makes
Yeah.
the game so easy.
And what
I'm
you
like
do
a
is you
challenge.
hit it onto the next fairway over and then get to your green. From there.
Yeah, I don't like playing the hole that I'm on sometimes. Sometimes I want to play the other hole or the one we just left.
So this is exactly how we all started. We would sit at the bar, drink, talk about movies, and whatever random nonsense popped into our heads. So as an homage and our upcoming 3-year birthday, I figured we could do second annual Tavern Talks. And to kick it up, here's a little Foley for you.
Yay!
Click,
Hit, click.
clink,
Clink.
clank. Put it in the middle. There you go. It's much easier that way.
Clinky.
Our hands don't have to cross our shield guards.
Don't cross the streams.
Due to copyright issues, just assume I am drinking a generic seltzer.
Yep.
If they want to sponsor us, you know who you are. Call me.
Brought to you by the people who were going to bring you eventually Seltzer Beer Zombie.
Bad Monkey Productions will do it.
Oh, yeah, we got our production company.
And we want the action scenes. We got the stunt guy too.
That's right.
We're making connections to make a really
Seltzer
shitty
zombie.
movie.
I'm setting this. I'm presenting the outline to Lloyd Kaufman because he is going to
Actually,
be coming to Tampa at some point. And they're looking-
Cronenberg is who you need to pitch this one to.
No. Lloyd Kaufman is the one who I need to pitch this to. This guy, that's the Troma team
Yeah, I know.
president. This is up their alley
yeah.
so far, and he's
Yeah, but-
actually on his website looking for original scripts that they have not done yet. And I've watched most of their movies, but every other movie that they have helped distribute, they didn't directly produce, but helped distribute, there's nothing about a seltzer beer zombie that's transformed by nuclear, and nuclear waste is right up Troma Team's alley too.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
But I was thinking more of Cronenbergian body horror kind of transformation when he turns into the White Claw zombie. Or
Well, Toxic Avenger. He
Yeah.
turned in from a scrawny nerd in a tutu into
To
a
yeah,
hideously
but that
deformed
was-
creature of superhuman size and strength.
yeah, that it was bathed in shadows and half off screen. Like, I want a true The Fly kind of.
Well,
body
now they
horror.
can do that. Now they can transform
Yeah,
that.
back then they had to make it off screen.
You're also missing the key element of that is that's how you make it bad.
Yeah,
If you
exactly.
have good effects, it's not bad.
All right, fine.
We
How
want to
about
make a
keep it-
flop so we make money.
Yeah. It's
Oh,
like,
God.
it's like the
Yeah.
producers all over
Exactly,
again.
exactly.
Oh, loud circus music.
I was gonna say, da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
You don't want revenue.
Yeah, you don't want revenue.
wanna
back.
make-
I've seen that show 3 times, and that one still makes no sense to me. I keep trying to tell these guys that this podcast needs to start making money. Gavin just slaps me hard in the face.
We don't want revenue.
We want to be in the red. Luckily, we're holding tight to that.
With very little difficulty.
Yeah. See how easy it is to be successful?
If this is success, my other life is
Do
garbage.
you know how long Tesla's been a company? Do you realize last year was the first year they actually paid taxes?
I'm drinking.
This was your idea.
Yeah. Welcome to the show.
His
Well, we
depression,
should
alcoholic
talk a little
downward
bit about
spiral.
movies at this point.
No, we'll talk away.
Well,
You're running this one, so.
Oh, that's unfortunate for everyone involved.
Hey, I don't know. We're drinking.
I'll be like when Brian took over the show at the film festival. I'll be like, here you go.
Oh, Caddy?
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and do your thing.
Or not Brian, yeah, you're right.
Caddy,
Caddy, sorry.
Talking
Sorry.
with Micah Jazzy.
Yes.
But, so there was a movie on Netflix that I watched yesterday called Lift with Kevin Hart. It also stars as the bad guy, the guy from Leon the Professional. Leon. Pierre, right? What's his name?
Well, the bad guy from there was Gary Oldman.
No. The assassin who teaches Natalie Portman.
Oh, yeah. Pierre Demont?
That guy.
Yeah. Extremely French.
Yeah.
The extremely French guy.
French as hell.
Like, honestly, if you saw that guy, be like, oh, yeah, him. Just think of, like, the most French guy in American movies you can think of.
Not to be confused with Frenchie from The Boys.
Yes.
Yeah.
Definitely not to be confused with him.
No. And he's French-Canadian compared to this guy. Frenchie plays the bad guy who, he basically like a banker, but he just wants more money. So he starts funding like terrorism groups and short sells the stocks of whatever country that they're terrorizing. So he's a multi-billionaire. He's getting in league with another group called Leviathan. He's like, we only deal in gold. So he's going to give them 10,000 pounds worth of gold so they can do a terrorism. And he can make a lot of money.
They can do a terrorist?
Yep.
I like it.
But
I like a do the cha-cha.
I'd like to do a terrorism. What?
Yeah.
What do you want to do now?
Are you here for business or pleasure? I'm here for the terrorism.
Yeah. I'm here to do a terrorism.
I see you are a man of class yourself.
Let me mark you on the back of your passport. It's for the last page.
yeah.
I'm here for bank heist.
As long as it's not Tower Heist.
Yeah.
But
Anyway, go.
cough. That movie sucked so hard. But it stars Kevin Hart leads a heist crew, and like they have the master of disguise who blends in and he's like the plant in all the audiences. That's played by Vincent D'Onofrio. And then they have. I'm not joking. It's actually Vincent D'Onofrio this time.
All right.
This time it's fucking Vincent.
Let's look this movie up. Let's see if that's actually true.
It's Vincent D'Onofrio. But Kevin Hart plays the boss of the crew, and they have a safecracker, a pilot, a master of disguise who's the plant in all the audiences, and a couple like a hacker, or an engineer they call him because he would just build robots to help them out on the back end. LIFT.
LIFT. Terrorism.
Yeah.
How to do a terrorism.
I'm gonna go ahead and say don't search for that ever.
I don't think even Google
What
would
is that?
understand.
What is that knock on our door?
Actually, Google will just pop up. What are you talking about?
Yeah, please stop.
We don't know what you're looking for, but I've still alerted the FBI. But it was really cool to see Kevin Hart in he had his funny one-liners, but for the most part he was a very
Gene Reno is the Frenchie.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
No, we're way off.
Oh my God, it's Vincent D'Onofrio.
Told you. It was really nice to see Kevin Hart in not like a very a comedic, like not over the top. Like he was very serious about like making all these plans that are like, team member one, your turn. All right, something happened. Let's switch it up on the fly.
So what was Sam Worthington's character?
I'd have to look up.
Okay, this guy.
This guy.
He was. I don't remember.
It said his name was Huxley.
He was the engineer.
Okay.
So he was the guy who made and controlled all the robots that helped him out on the back end. Like in the first heist, so they play a gang of thieves, and so it's a heist movie. In the first heist they do to set up their credentials of being like master heistmen, or thieves, as you would the colloquially named, or second story men. That's what thieves are called.
Second storyman.
Yes.
Is that any like the second gunman on the grassy knoll? That was my grandfather.
Actually, that was the kid from the Umbrella Academy.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's right. It was.
But the first heist, they steal an NFT, which, like, if you know anything about NFTs...
Non-fungible token.
Yes, they are basically assets held in blockchain, which increases their value just like Bitcoin or any other coin like that. But so there is no physical copy of an NFT. So to steal the NFT, they actually kidnap the creator of it. But they make it... The creator doesn't know he's being kidnapped. They think that Kevin Hart legitimately bought his NFT for $20 million. And he's like, cool. And he's like, and then, they cause a distraction at the auction house. And you're like, hey, I want my NFT. Like, we can work something out in the office in a couple of days when we get this all squared away. He's like, how about you just come to my yacht right now and we can sign all the paperwork? He's like, yeah, I'm done with that. So they escape Interpol, they get to the yacht, and they just had this massive party. But everybody thinks the creator was kidnapped. So what that does is it adds a story to the NFT. So that $20 million NFT that they just bought in 24 hours, they sold it for $89 million just because the insane story attached to it. But to pay for the $20 million initially so they don't get arrested is they had to steal a Van Gogh from London and then pre-sell that to give the $20 million to the creator. The first heist was genuinely very well done. I was very impressed about the writing and the acting and how well this was done.
And it is also that's also a good way to, do tax evasion.
And go to jail.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
if you get caught.
If you get caught, yeah.
Go to prison.
Just go to, just
do not collect $200
do
million.
Do not pass go.
Go straight
The
to
problem is
prison.
they don't get rid of your debt. You spend 10 years in prison, you still owe whatever you didn't pay.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So it's not the best.
And the fines.
Yeah.
Why don't they have a game like that, similar to Monopoly, but it's like all about tax evasion and
They did. It was called Mafia.
Was it called Mafia?
Yes. It was called... There was a game called Mafia where you started out as like the guy below, and you worked your way up.
No, but I want to actually like Monopoly, and where you go to prison, go directly to prison. Do not collect. You've been busted for tax evasion. Get a lawyer.
That would be a fun game.
Slumlord Monopoly. So all the hotels you buy, to increase their worth, you have to pay your employees less and less. Yeah. They don't get as many days off.
We call it judge, jury, jail.
Yeah.
So the game opens with you in the courtroom for the tax evasion, and as you keep going through the court, there's flashbacks, and that's how the game is. You have to actually do the crime that you're on trial for, and then you serve your prison time.
Oh no, I landed.
I'm gonna see you in the yard.
Damn it! I landed on the public defender.
Make it more of a tabletop, and every time the lawyers...
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, that's what we're saying.
No, but dice, no board or anything like that, Dungeons and Dragons.
Oh, you gotta roll your Constitution save.
Or your charisma check. Or the lawyer
your
says...
tax evasion check.
The security camera caught you at 12:30 at night going past this intersection. Roll a dice, it's nat 20. I believe you'll find out that that's not me on the video. And God damn it.
Or it's you're doing the heist and we've got a charisma check here. You roll a 1. A cop pulls you over for running a red light. You're going to jail now.
Yeah. There's 30 bench warrants under the assumed identity that you have.
You have 17 unpaid parking tickets.
Where you roll one time, it's he's like, the police didn't read you your Miranda rights, so the arrest is not illegal anymore.
The court is dismissed after the gavel is banged, so double jeopardy is applied. They can't charge you for this again.
Shanghai Moon Guy, we've got a new board game for you.
Hell, Parker Brothers, call us.
Parker Brothers. Anybody but Hasbro.
Fuck those guys.
We're not going to make this kid friendly.
Although I do want a $1 billion movie franchise.
Although, speaking of kid-friendly, little side note, I just watched the trailer for the new Transformers.
There's a new Transformers?
It's not a live action.
Oh, okay.
It's a CGI thing, but it's more cartoonish CGI.
Like old school
Yeah,
90s?
like they're
Yeah, but it's CGI though. But it's just cartoon. It's no live action.
Right.
People.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna steal your phrase there. You watch it. It looks delightful. It's all about before they're all like named and can actually transform.
Oh,
so they're
yeah,
on
I've seen that.
Cybertron,
Yeah.
and like him and Megatron are like friends.
Yeah.
But then they start learning, like they get the gift of transformation. But they have to learn how to do it, and it's hilarious because he's like, you see Optimus, he's like, it's working, I'm doing it. And he's slowly like changing a little
and
bit,
like a wheel starts popping out.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
I've seen that. Yeah.
and then what's his name that turns into the gold
it's
car?
just gonna be on Netflix, right?
I think it might be, but it's coming out soon. We'll watch the trailer after we're done here. But it's the one he turns in, he transforms into the car. He's like, I have no wheels,
Yeah.
and he like hits a rock, and then all of a sudden the wheels just pop out. It looks
It's
adorable.
funny, yeah.
It's like when they're all younger, like they're not large.
Before the
gigantic-
war has even started.
They're not Autobots or Decepticons yet.
Yeah.
And I think it's going to turn into
Right.
that later.
That'll
but-
probably be like the last scene.
Well,
like,
that was
fuck you,
kind of the thing
Megatron,
was
fuck
like,
you, Optimus Prime.
I think that was part of the lore, and if anybody out there correct me if I'm wrong, but it was like it was the Energon.
Nobody writes into this show.
It was the Energon that that gave everything life, but when they found out that it could also give you extra power, that you could transform it, give you. The elders kind of like held it and protected it to keep the flow of all life going. But when they found out how it could actually make you more powerful, absolute power corrupts absolutely. So they're like, oh, I can do this and make a gun on my arm.
Yep. Whoa.
It's time out.
So when my mind went in very dark place. When he's like, they're trying to transform. You can see his arm moving. Like, it's working. And my mind's like, does his arm like break in 3 places and have to go to the hospital?
No,
Do
you
you
just
see
still
like
a robot.
No,
do you still see oil like blood pulsating out?
No, you just see like the transformation beginning. He can see his arm like changing.
It just
and morphing,
like starts
and he's
coming out and like
And then when he first does it, his head goes in. He's like, "Where's my head?"
Yeah, he's like, oh no.
So now this is a Cronenberg movie.
But you watch it, and they have like kids' voices almost, like they sound
Yeah.
like young kids. So it's definitely for kids.
They're trying to make it like teenager-ish almost.
Yeah. So watch.
I mean,
the
we're still
trailer.
gonna watch the shit out of it.
Oh yeah.
It looks. I will watch that. I was like, "This is adorable." Like that was actually the first thing that popped into my like, "This is just fun and adorable." Man.
And I've always liked. So the reason I liked Bumblebee so much was
it
the
was
opening
close.
scene of that was the '80s movie.
Oh, really?
Like, yeah. Did you ever see Bumblebee?
No.
So the
Well, more
opening
the original pilot of
Exactly.
of the show too.
right. So it was based off of the original pilot of the Transformers cartoon.
Oh, okay.
And so they're on Cybertron fighting, and he's there. I think his Optimus is trying to get everyone to the Ark that they're trying to leave Cybertron with and scatter out. But he sends Bumblebee as his scout, and that's basically how he comes to Earth. And he's in the opening scene. It's still connected to the Transformers live action, but it gives mad homage for the first like 15, 20 minutes.
And actually, like all the characters actually, they look a lot more like the
like
actual
the cartoon.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So like Starscream doesn't look like a new age,
Fighter jet.
jet.
He
It
looked
looks
like,
like the old fighter jet from the cartoon.
Like the gray with the pink gun.
And the blue and
Yeah.
stuff, And he sounds like but in the cartoon on Cybertron, because they could transform into different type vehicles because
Right.
they have to be able to scan everything here on Earth to transform.
Which is the greatest scene from the first movie.
Yeah.
When he's driving, when Bumblebee's
got
that
two
like,
wheels,
Yeah, and he goes
yeah.
onto the brand new Camaro, and you hear that classic song that's made famous by Kill Bill, I think.
Yeah.
Dun, 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 and like a sick guitar run solo starts playing.
And the movie also explains why in the very
Why he can't
original
talk.
in the original Transformers, the original Michael Bay one, why he can't talk.
Wasn't there a throwaway line by Optimus Prime saying he was damaged in battle?
Yeah, but you actually get
But
to
you
see
see the scene where
you
he-
actually get to see what
they,
happens.
they
to
have
him.
a fight when he actually lands on Earth. He gets followed by a Decepticon, and they have a fight on Earth, which is also how was it Sector 7 or the
the government agency.
So they start that at the end of the movie.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's a really good prequel, but
Yeah.
again, like Gavin's saying, it does pay. It's more like the
The
original.
first 15 minutes
Yeah.
are like I'm just sitting there like a kid. Like
Yeah.
I'm back on my couch at home. Like I know this one. I know this one.
Yep.
I think it's on Plex. Maybe I'll give it a watch later.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's on there. Watch it.
Learn it, live it,
Watch it. Love it.
Read it. Memorize it. Squeeze it. End
it.
If you haven't yet, please just YouTube Robot Chicken.
The Bop It.
Yeah, it's
the
hilarious.
best. 90 seconds of your life?
Yeah. Outside of the
mean,
first
all right,
90 seconds.
Hang on a
I
second.
mean,
Let's tone that phrased out a little bit.
what are we gonna do for the next 30 seconds? Cuddle?
Wait a minute.
Wait.
Well, another trailer that just recently dropped was the new Captain America movie.
Yep.
Yeah, that got Harrison Ford in it.
Yeah.
Yep. It's
And the
Thunderbolt
Red
Ross.
Hulk. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's Thunderbolt Jackson.
Ross.
Ross Jackson.
Thunderbolt Ross.
Thunderbolt Ross.
Thunderbolt Ross Jackson.
Ross Jackson.
Thunderbolt Ross.
Jeff Johnson. Thunderbolt
The
Jeff
name you know.
That asshole is invading everything.
Damn you, Eddie Murphy.
Damn Jack Johnson.
Jeff Johnson.
No, Jack Johnson, the musician. I think I told this story before, but back in the day, like my first job out of college, we were allowed to listen to Pandora while we worked. And no matter what station I created, Skrillex, AT40, insert artist, whatever, Jack Johnson's song would always appear in every fucking station. Don't know why when I put on Skrillex.
Johnson.
I'm happy to get Tiesto on my Skrillex playlist, but Jack Johnson does not belong there.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree with you on that one.
Come on.
I'm listening to Hip Hop Barbecue. Jack Johnson. Wait a minute. Hold up.
What?
This doesn't exactly blend in.
What?
I'm jamming out to Kelly Clarkson. I don't want to hear this.
Fucking Kelly. Oh, Kelly Clarkson.
Well, I was recently rewatching Doom Patrol, and there's one of the episodes that has like a singing section with Matt Boomer, who's from Broadway a lot, so he has a lot of musical talent. So they gave him a singing scene. It's one of Kelly Clarkson's songs, and it gets stuck in my head for 2 days. And normally I hate a song when that happens, but damn it, it's just so damn good.
It's so delightful.
Just goddamn
It's like
life.
watching the trailer for the new Transformers movie. It's just fun.
Where's my head?
Well, another movie that just came out this week, I believe it just came out this weekend on Friday, and that I want to see, speaking of trailers, because you can watch trailers, Fly Me to the Moon. I was telling you
Yeah.
guys about that
Yeah.
earlier, but I want to tell the audience about
Yeah,
it
that
now.
one looks really interesting.
Well, what the greatest part is, there's got that one guy, I apologize, a lot of the names I don't remember, but it's like Channing Tatum's in it, Scarlett Johansson, Woody Harrelson, but there's the one guy, he always plays that homosexual role, but he's the one that's going to be the one setting up the whole stage.
Oh, the guy from Reno 911?
It might be, but he comes
No, I think
out-
it's the guy from Schitt's Creek.
that might be closer. I can't remember his name, but he comes
Oh,
out
Eugene Levy's son?
Yeah.
and he's like, he's walking by, just like, you have to do this. He's like, I do not
No,
accept
you're
that.
Jim Rash, the dean from Community.
Yes, that's who it is.
Oh, okay.
So he's walking by, and she's like, "Well, you have to, set up this stage or whatever." So they're walking. He's like, "I do not accept that." She's like, "They will shoot you." He's like, what's my budget?" They will shoot you.
But the premise is like I like how they're combining like the conspiracy and real life. So like they're preparing Apollo 13 to go to the moon, but like if this fails, we have to
Apollo 11.
Apollo 11. Apollo 13 was just a better movie with Tom Hanks and Kevin Bacon.
It was the failed mission.
Yeah,
They
they
did
got
make
back
it.
safely.
Yeah, but they didn't make it to the moon.
Well, technically they did. They circled it.
They didn't land on the moon. Anyway, it's about Apollo 11.
Yeah.
Just when you're not 100%, look at me. I'll give you the right number. It was Apollo 11.
Apollo.
11.
But if this fails, we have to say we still went to the moon. So they
Because
build
we're still
this-
in the space race.
Yeah. So I don't know why we were still in the space. It doesn't matter. But they build a soundstage to fake the moon landing in the event that Apollo 11 fails. I thought it was
Well, what was your question? Why were we in the space race at when?
well because Sputnik would launched at that point. So technically we
That was
lost.
the thing.
Sputnik was the reason we started the space
Exactly.
program, was to the race to space, and then Yuri Gagarin was the first man in space, and
Yeah.
the Russians beat us into
To
space,
Yeah.
but then it
beat
became
them to the moon.
we needed to get to the moon. That was the objective because they wanted to, and they couldn't have. I'm using this as a term that Americans used back then. They couldn't have a red moon on their hands.
Yeah.
So the ultimate thing to get confidence back in Americans in our government, they're like, we're going to announce that we're going to go to the moon. So we were so far behind in everything else, like they were already launching. But yeah, Sputnik was the whole reason because now they had satellites out there. It's like, well, we got to get satellites, but then we got to figure out what they're going to do with them. But
Right.
then the whole thing just literally sidetracked. No, we got to go to the moon. That's
Turned into a pissing contest.
it
Basically,
did.
yeah. That's
But
why the whole Apollo
My whole
program
thing is
started.
we technically lost the race to space because Gagarin was the first person. Russia beat us
To
to
space.
space.
Yeah.
To
Yes.
space. But then the whole target for everybody was like, all right, the moon is where we're going.
Yeah.
And so that became the number one thing to
It's
do.
the first object outside of Earth that we could reach.
Yep.
Nice.
Just a little NASA history for
Thank you.
Huge NASA.
And now we're
fan.
trying to go back to the moon, and we're in a race to go back to the moon with China.
And India. Didn't they just launch one?
No,
Oh.
no.
They may have launched
They
one.
made a rocket.
but
It's not.
it's like that flat earther who made one out in Arizona.
India's
It's-
perfecting their curry right
It's
now.
yeah.
They're
It's,
not worried about it.
it's like the dictator. You must make rocket pointy. It's scaring you. But sir, it's not aerodynamic. It doesn't matter. You make this pointy.
But there's a new Christmas movie coming out this year called Red One.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
that-
that looks pretty good.
That looks fun as
The
hell.
Rock, Chris Evans,
Yeah. Lucy Liu. Mm-hmm. J.K. Simmons is Santa,
J.K. Simmons.
and he is just jacked.
Jacked. Yeah.
Well, because I remember there was a photo of him back when he was going to start playing Commissioner Gordon for Ben Affleck's Batman movie, of him working out, and he was just big, long beard and just ripped at the gym. And he went on all the talk shows. He's like, I didn't do it for the movie. I just saw myself 6 months ago, and I looked like a fat piece of shit, so I got in shape. And now he just stayed that shape.
Yeah, he was pretty like lame, like or
Yeah.
I'd say regular body type and like the accountant.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember.
Well, he was pretty well. He kept in shape for when he was back doing the show Oz.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On HBO.
Mm-hmm.
But before that, he was the psychiatrist on Law and Order, and that was
Yeah.
just a cozy gig. I don't think he was like, I'm not going to the gym today.
Yeah, it's like DB Wong.
Yeah.
Whatever,
How many jacked psychology people you see?
Yeah. I'm here to help you. What?
You want to feel better, brother?
Yeah. Tell me your feelings, brother.
We're going to the
Brought in
gym.
the macho man.
You're gonna blow a blood vessel.
See that vein in your forehead.
Sir, this isn't for the cocaine addiction.
Yes. Why you got some?
Not the liquid kind.
I'm trying to think of what else I recently saw, like trailer wise, because I know, well, Fly Me to the Moon was up there. You got what's that other movie that's coming out next week on the 19th? It's another big movie coming out on the 19th. Someone tells me.
Is it Deadpool?
No,
that's
Deadpool.
That's September, right? For Deadpool?
No,
I
I
thought
think
it was
it's
in
July,
July.
but I think
Oh,
it's
it
the
is?
end of July.
Okay.
Oh,
I-
okay,
'cause
okay,
my
okay.
phone needs to charge. Can someone look? I know there's something coming out this week, and I know it was like supposed to be a pretty big deal movie. July 19th release. Let's see what the survey pulls up.
Upcoming movies in 2024, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, blah 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 blah.
July 3rd, 5th, 12th, 18th, 19th. Twisters.
Twisters, that's what it is. That's what it is.
And Deadpool comes out the 26th.
Yep.
Our anniversary.
The day before our birthday.
Yeah. So that's what we'll do Friday night before Saturday morning.
Yeah.
We'll go see Deadpool and Wolverine.
There's a movie coming out in September that's supposed to be like high budget, but it's a dump month. So whoever's making this movie doesn't have any faith in it.
Beetlejuice.
Yeah.
I'm looking it up right now. September. Beetlejuice comes out in September. Yep, September 6th.
Nice.
But I think I'm looking at. I think Transformers 1 comes out. It must be the Beetlejuice movie because it is coming out in September. And I was like, that has not only a massive budget and crew. Why are they throwing it out in a dump month?
Well, they're probably giving it enough time before Halloween.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Halloween's at the end of October.
I'm saying to give it enough time.
So that
It will probably be out of theaters by the
the
time.
Borderlands
streaming.
movie comes out on August 9th.
What?
Which one?
The Borderlands movie.
Oh,
Oh yeah, that actually looks pretty funny. I love the
Hart.
video games.
So what else do we got coming out
So
soon?
one I'm interested in August 2nd is Trapped with Josh Hartnett.
Oh yeah,
supposed to
yeah,
be like a
the
murder
M. Night-
thriller?
M. Night Shyamalan.
Yeah. Yeah. That looks like, I think that might be good.
movie. I like to see how trapped he is.
Right?
Well, he's like a serial killer or something. I think that's the premise, and he's with his daughter at this concert.
Right.
But the people, like the FBI or something, are after him there, and
Apparently, there's a remake of The Crow coming out on August 23rd.
yeah, I
Yeah.
do not want to see that.
I haven't seen the original.
Oh,
Why, after all these years, you're still surprised when I say shit like
because
that?
that is also another. I just get more surprised. 'Cause these are good movies that you haven't seen. Brandon Lee,
Sure.
he can't rain all the time.
Yeah.
Ernie Hudson as the cop.
Right?
Oh, now I'm sad.
You should be.
No, wait, that was Carl Weathers who passed away this year.
Glenn Close.
Like, close.
Matt Damon.
Yeah, Matt.
You've got to watch the original Crow. Don't watch the sequels. They had nothing really. I mean, they tried to make sequels, but Brandon Lee was already passed away or killed on that set during that
Yeah.
movie. But watch the Crow. Just watch it.
Beetlejuice is September.
Yeah. We were just talking about that. Does Tim Burton have any hand in this upcoming one? Is he a producer?
Yeah, he's the director of it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
And I've already got us for an episode queued for Transformers 1.
Oh, nice.
Yay!
We did a good job. Sherman gonna have relations. Sherman gonna have relations.
So Twisters, though, that looks like. I mean, it looks like it's just going to be like a no-brainer movie. I'll go and watch it. It's not something I'm going to race to the
No,
theater for.
no. When it winds up on HBO Max, that's when I'll throw it on.
Yeah, I'll be
because
all
the
right.
original is on there right now.
Yeah.
So,
What?
excuse what? Huh?
But it was,
I understand.
He was just naming another.
Some feedback
area you
in
can
my
watch
mic.
it on.
no.
Yeah. That's all.
There's a little feedback in the mic.
Yeah, because that's audible and I could hear that.
Check the mixer, man. We got issues here.
I could see the mixer from here. We're fine.
We're live from. Wait a minute.
Live from Largo.
It's Sunday morning.
Yeah, Sunday morning live. Not really live. Sunday afternoon pre-recorded. Starring
Your host, two idiots and a director.
musical
So
guest
3 idiots.
Fish.
It's like Fish was the musical guest every fucking week.
What show or movie was that in where all these people come after a group and he's like, I can't remember. They said they were supposed to do something, but they end up cornering this person. He's like, man, I listened to the entire Fish album on this stuff, and it sucked.
That sounds super familiar.
I know. I can't remember what it was from, though. I just remember Fish. He's like, I listened to the whole entire Fish album.
Was it Half Baked?
It might have been. It was. I know it was something stoner.
Yeah.
And it was either a movie or a show that it was in, but regardless.
Could be
figure
that
it out.
70s show.
Slackers, maybe.
It was like it was the guy, one of the guys that was in My Name Is Earl, not the two main, not Jason Lee and not his brother. It was like one of the side characters that came over, like would appear in a series over and over again. Not Randy, their friend. He's crazy. The one that would always go psychotic on people, and he ended up finding Jesus. He had the weird eye.
Right.
So I've only seen like 1 or 2 episodes of My Name Is Earl.
okay.
I was a real big fan of Raising Hope, which shared the same universe
Yeah.
as My Name Is Earl. But I never watched My Name Is Earl outside of the crossover
I
episode.
loved it. I'm just trying to be a better person. My name's Earl.
My name is Earl.
So yes, I do. I will check out Twisters. I definitely will be checking out Transformers 1.
I'm really excited for Red One. This
Red
November.
One, I'll probably see that. I'm not like jumping at that one.
I don't know if I'll go opening night, but I definitely want to see it in
But
theaters.
Fly Me to the Moon, I will definitely be watching.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm with you on 5 Minutes of the Moon.
Yeah, that one does
That's a
look
good
very
one.
interesting.
Yes. It just looks fun.
Yeah.
We
And
gotta
sometimes that's all you need from a movie.
Yeah, that's all I need.
Yeah.
I mean, I like a good storyline,
It
decent
doesn't
acting.
John Wick is the perfect fun movie with good acting and a thin but awesome plot.
Thin.
Yeah,
What are you talking about?
he kills his dog and then he kills 88 people.
Exactly.
Very little plot.
You fuck with my dog, I'm
I mean, I am an animal activist, so
Right?
yes,
Exactly.
I do believe in saving
Well, I mean, the
animals.
plot gets heavier and heavier with the subsequent sequels.
Well,
But
yeah,
the first
but-
one is dog died, people die.
Yeah.
The one dog life equals 88 people lives.
even the ASPCA was like, okay, buddy, just calm down.
Peter was like, fuck.
That's who we need on our team.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, John Wick is not an assassin. He just works for PETA.
Well, I like that there was a crossover with and it was in a Marvel comic. So Doctor Strange is facing off with Thanos, and he was like, Thanos is like, where's the time stone? He's like, I don't have it anymore, but I've hidden it in this dog. And Thanos just rips the dog apart and takes the time stone. And Doctor Strange is just sitting there smiling. He's like, what? What are you laughing at? And then the end of the comic is just John Wick shows up.
So when Infinity War happened, they made a meme where he snaps his fingers and John Wick's holding the puppy, and you could see it turn to dust. And the next panel is just Thanos. Fuck.
That is still my favorite scene of the phone call between John Leguizamo and the mob boss.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Might understand that you slapped my son. Yeah, I did. May I ask why? I killed John Wick's dog and stole his car. Oh.
That just hangs up.
Yeah, that's it. Just and hangs up.
Sean Leguizamo was in the right, apparently.
Yes. Yeah. Well, the whole time he's pacing by the phone, like,
He knows his call is coming.
Exactly. Yeah.
I wish he was more in the movies, because you see him, he's got a decent role in the first one, and he's in like the first 10 minutes of the second one, but after that you never see him again. I didn't watch all of the prequel show, the Continental.
The Continental.
But I think he is like referenced. Go see our guy out on Long Island or in Jersey or something like that.
So he's in Long Island or Jersey.
Yeah. No wonder they don't talk about it.
Hey, I'm from Long Island.
I'd like to make a dinner reservation. Will there be a guest? For 5.
Well, I like when the concierge calls and he's like, "Sorry, I had an uninvited guest." Like, "Oh, do you need a dinner reservation?" Not yet.
Not
Hold
yet.
on. And then he go punches her.
Hold my table.
Yeah.
We've been getting several complaints about noise on your floor. I'm like, aren't they all assassins? Don't they just go out in the hallway and
One of
look?
them does.
Yeah.
Yeah, by his friend, yeah. He's like, oh, John, sorry, I'll leave you to it.
Interested in earning a coin? Well, what do you got to do? Catch and release. Yeah, all right. And then she breaks the tiny bone in your thumb to slip out of the handcuffs and kills him.
That's what you do.
Yeah.
Didn't you know that?
Yeah, it's all about dislocating the wrist.
No, there's a tiny little bone in your
Yeah,
thumb.
yeah.
Yeah.
There's a show called Chuck, starring Zachary Levi.
Good luck.
No. But there's a scene where Alec Baldwin, not the famous actor, but the guy who shares the same exact name, he plays a CIA agent in the show. And he's talking with one of the civilians that knows about Chuck being a spy. He's like, "Help me, I'm trapped. I'm, handcuffed behind my back." And he's like, "Oh, that's simple. There's a tiny little bone in your thumb. Break it." He's like, "But I don't want to do that." He's like, "You want to get out?" He's like, "Okay." So he breaks his thumb. And he's like, "It didn't work. It's too tight." "Oh, they must have really..." That was the other one, a little looser. He's like, "Yeah, break that one." So he's walking over to like the control panel to open the door with like both of his hands like this, and he's about to black out. He hits the button, and it's the season finale. So the very scene 1 of the next season, you see him in 2 full casts because he broke both of his thumbs.
Break that one.
Yeah,
Break
right.
the other one.
I'll tell you that story to tell you this story.
Yes, sir.
You have
Was-
2 bones.
There was a spoof on it was dang, I can't remember what movie it was in, but they were doing a spoof on Saw, and it was Dr. Phil and Shaq. They were chained
Oh,
up,
Jesus.
and Dr. Phil starts sawing off his leg, and Shaq goes, "Oh no!" And Dr. Phil's like, "What?" It's wrong leg, and he looks down, and the other leg is the one that's shaking.
I think that was like Scary Movie 3 or
Okay,
something.
okay.
Yeah.
I couldn't remember if it was one of the scary movies.
I think so.
Oh, no.
Wrong leg.
How do you get all the way through the foot in real
Yeah,
life?
right. And then Dr. Phil just passes out.
So let me ask you, could you do something like that
Oh, God.
if you had to?
I'd rather not find out. It comes to fight or flight at that point. I'm not
Do you
currently...
think you could?
No. I think I would... think most people would black out from the pain of sawing through your ankle with a rusty hacksaw.
Yeah.
You gotta do what you gotta do,
Well,
man.
the hard part is breaking the bone. It's
Yeah.
easier to saw through the flesh. It's the breaking of the bone that.
Well, he couldn't get to the joint because it was covered by the shackle.
Yeah. Well, he just did his leg.
Yeah. So he went through the third hardest bone in the human body
Yeah. The femur.
with a rusty hacksaw.
Yeah. You never done it before?
No.
It's like a regular Wednesday night for me.
I've done a lot of stupid shit, but sawing off my leg at the shin is not something I do.
You're in luck. For the rest of this episode, we're going to play a game.
Guess what?
All of your ankles have been chained together.
Show me potato salad.
All of a sudden, we just pull the table over, your legs are both shackled down.
All of your feet have been chained together. The
Underneath.
keys, Jeff, have been destroyed.
See, this is what we're talking about. The keys!
Can you synergize, Karen?
The only thing you could use is taped under your chair. It's a cheese grater. If you haven't looked it up, look up on YouTube Jigsaw
Working with Jigsaw,
Yeah,
and also
living.
not as funny, but living with
Yeah.
Jigsaw still good.
But working with Jigsaw is hilarious.
It's just this fucking face is coming up. Janine.
There's a little post that
it's
says
just-
like asshole.
Yeah, right, that's right where he is. And she's like, hang on one second. What? I want to play a game. Well, I want to get out of here on time today.
Your computer's been infected with porn.
With a deadly porn virus.
Yeah, and your mouse has been covered in deadly spikes. It's upside down thumbtacks.
Yeah, thumbtack.
It's like you have 10 seconds to close all the windows before Mark, the hot IT guy, gets here to see everything.
And then they have the birthday party. The cake has been was it laced with 22 or 32 ounces of koala urine, one for every year of Jake's pathetic life.
And like the one guy eating, he's like, "What do you say?"
Yeah, he's like, huh? What? Well, then he's not even doing anything. He's just coming down the hallway.
He's like,
and,
hold it.
everyone in the elevator he's fucked with. They have like one guy with a neck brace, other one has like duct tape all over him. And the lady's like, just wait.
Come on, guys.
You just hear the tricycle squeaking. Hold on, guys. Don't be jerks.
Yep.
Don't be jerks.
And when he gets in, he's like, "Do you
Yeah,
want us to hit the button?" He's like, "No, I got it." And he pulls out
Pull
like
up the
this,
grabber.
and he hits like every button.
He's like, ding, ding, drrrr.
Fun times.
Every year Halloween, I gotta watch that.
Every day I have to watch that. That's my waking up montage. Like, you know what? Going to work isn't that bad. It's not that.
That's what we should do. Is like half of an episode one day. We should come in with our own Jigsaw plan, just completely screwed up. It's like, yep.
Hey,
All of your electronics have been thrown to the toilet.
and the floor is covered in razor blades. And they're big razors. Like you
Yeah,
just move them out
it's
of the
not
way.
even real razor blades. It's just like the single blades,
Yeah.
Bits.
The disposable ones too.
Yeah, right.
It's not like the 5-bay Gillettes.
The
or
ones
anything.
you can get through TSA with.
Yeah.
I'll just swap out hydrochloric acid for the water bottle. Hey, you want to get some water? Go ahead.
Oh, yeah.
I'm calling engineer Pat on this one. He'll help me design something real sick and twisted.
All right, then.
That's something for our audience. If you have a Jigsaw moment that you'd like to outlive,
Yeah, if you'd like to share with us.
please share with us.
In writing.
Yeah.
Please don't kidnap us and throw
I
us
was going to
into
say, you
your
got to
torture.
be careful how you work out, because next thing you know, we're going to wake up in a dungeon.
Yeah.
Yeah. No pig mask, please.
Just in writing.
Yeah. Email. Hell, we'll take a text.
You know what'd be funny?
I'm not giving these-
We'll be chained down like in front of mics, and they're like, "You actually have to produce a good show, or you will die." We're like, "Oh shit!
Just shoot me in the fucking head.
You have 1 hour to produce a pure, amazing content."
Of these 17 Hallmark Channel movies.
At that point,
And then the only one excited is like, oh, this is fun, guys.
And the only one
and
who
we're
was-
just staring him down, death stare.
I'm gnawing my own tongue off from the inside.
I tell you, stand down, guys. I got this.
Yeah.
I
Me and
need,
Tony are sitting here trying to get out of our chain.
I need a pen and paper. I will roast this movie.
I need a
No,
pen and
no, you have to give a good.
Yes.
Oh, it'll be good.
No.
According to the audience.
No. Not a
Well written and researched.
good.
like
a
a nut.
positive.
Oh, we're doomed.
That's
Dun,
yeah.
dun, dun, dun.
We're a little bit past the halfway mark, but here's a little extra Foley for you guys.
How do you like it? Is it good?
Yeah.
So let's not say the brand, but what type of drink are you gentlemen
It is.
drinking?
I've introduced it's not really a brand. It's the town where it's made. So
Yeah.
It's from Breckenridge, Colorado, but it's a bourbon whiskey that's actually really good.
It smells very sweet.
It has a sweet aftertaste which is where the bourbon part comes into it. A lot of whiskeys have that, hard peat taste.
Yeah.
From the
Not a hard bite.
not
Goes
a,
down smooth.
it's hey, if you don't chew Big Red, then fuck you.
One of the best single malt scotches I've ever had was like Caribbean spiced scotch. Smoothest scotch I've ever had. It's $120 a bottle, but it's what got me into single malt scotches.
Well,
and now I've had the really good stuff.
And so this
I've been
one,
tainted.
this one's on the the medium grade, and it's $40.
Yeah, it's not bad.
And it's smooth. I mean, this could be an everyday drinker. This wouldn't be like something you'd hold off to the party. You could
like
you could
my
do
Jameson Black Barrel. I crack that up once a month.
This isn't Johnny Walker Blue Label.
Patrick, or Gavin's like, you can be an everyday drinker, but we do say drink responsibly.
Responsibly, yes.
And at the appropriate age wherever you are listening
You
from.
can drink every day at your house.
This is just turning into an hour-long PSA.
Look at your future if you continue to drink.
Our first email is going to be mad. Mothers Against Drunk Drivers.
We're telling everybody to do it responsibly.
No one said drive, damn it.
We're not
Get a
driving.
ticket.
We're sitting in a home in a studio recording. We're not doing anything.
Yeah, don't drink
Till
and
we
drive.
go home. Wait.
Look at her ticket.
Yeah, click it a tick.
Texting and driving don't mix.
Yeah.
Friends don't let your friends drive. Stupid.
Yeah.
I've seen the way you two drive.
We all three have sports cars.
Yeah.
Shut up.
Mine just got repaired.
Yeah. Thankfully, from an accident, you didn't do it.
No, I was in an establishment and somebody left after being in said establishment and hit my car.
Someone literally hit a parked car.
Yeah.
I was in there having a salad.
You can't prove otherwise.
In a glass of water.
Water. Enjoying my salad and glass of water when someone came in and said, sorry, dude, I hit your car.
Yeah, pretty much.
You know how you have that car out there and it looked okay? Well, it doesn't anymore.
You need a new fender.
It might. So it looks like the way it did before, minus.
Yeah, the front driver's side fender.
So you know how everyone tells me I look like Leonardo DiCaprio, except not as skinny and face is different.
What was that comedian? He was talking about something not related to hitting a car, but about like how things don't look the same. He's like, yeah, I busted my arm. My buddy busted up his arm, and he came running in, and he's like, someone had to tell his dad. He's like, hey, he broke his arm. He's like, well, what happened? He's like, well, you know how normally his arm bends this way? Yeah, it's not doing it now. It's not doing it now.
That's from The Good Place, too.
Was it? Oh.
Yeah, so Cheaty's like best friend in Australia, he was like, yeah, I started going to the gym, and I went onto the leg press. And you know how like legs normally go this way? Mine now go this way.
What are we in the arrival?
And then I peed myself, and now I'm on YouTube as the weightlifting wizard, and it's already got like 2 million views. Like he's such a positive person. He's like, I'm a YouTube star. It doesn't matter that my legs bend the wrong way, like the aliens from Arrival.
Yeah, Arrival. That's what it is. Not yeah. Well,
Which is
I always like those existential questions too, and we've done this several times at the bar. It's like, well, if our knees bent the other way, what would chairs look like? if you have a car that can drive at the speed of light, what happens when you turn on the headlights?
Yeah.
If you park your car in a bar's parking lot, what happens when an asshole hits it? I can tell you.
Well, that you have an answer for.
Well, if it's a good asshole, he comes in and tells you about it.
Yes, and he did. And his insurance picked up the tab, and everything was fixed in less than a week. I was very impressed. I got to drive around a sweet rental. Now I know what my next car is going to be. I really liked it. Shut up.
A Dodge Stratus.
You don't talk to me like that.
I'm in charge of 12 other people. I drive a Dodge Stratus.
Kiss your mother with that mouth? Jesus.
You don't talk to me like that. You do not talk to me like that.
What was this position? It was like, I'm in charge of 12 other people.
Yeah,
I'm
some kind of middle management or something.
I'm a senior manager.
I drive a Dodge Stratus. Which actually, speaking of which, another thing I have to show you guys after we're done here, because it's going to bore the audience, but there is another skit from SNL that I was just shown recently, because it's on the newer SNLs that I don't really watch. It was actually pretty funny. I'm going to hold you in suspense.
Who was it? Was it
I
Pedro
can't-
Pascal?
No.
Because he's done a lot of good ones recently.
No, it's I'll have to find it to show it to you because I know what what I would look for, but I don't know actually what the skit is called. It's not David Pumpkins, even though that's amazing.
One of the funnier ones was Pedro Pascal, and he goes into and he gets he has like I think it was like a rock climbing incident or some kind of accident where he injured his brain. He had and he went into a coma for a little bit, but when he woke up, he was like speaking Valley Girl. It's like, oh my God, you guys. And they're like, yeah, why is he talking like that? I'm not talking like why.
The only movie to pull that like type of language and mannerisms off was Clueless.
Oh, that's right. Yes. Yes. Pure Valley Girl through the whole damn movie.
Right?
And it's like, as if.
Well, I think they accomplished some of that in Summer School. A couple of the girls talk like that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
A little bit. Not as heavy as in
Yeah.
Clueless, but they did a little bit.
I still remember Mark Harmon just being an absolute creep in that movie.
He wasn't, though. What do you mean? Creep?
Christy Alley was engaged to some guy, and he still nonstop hits on her. Like, you see the ring, you back off. Come on, respect the rules.
No, well, I'm just saying. She kept on flirting back
Exactly.
with him.
Yeah. She was right there.
I didn't say she was a good person in this scenario either.
If you got the ring on, back off.
Yeah.
That's why he redeemed himself and became head of the NCIS department.
Which I think he'll die on set. The man's never leaving that show.
No.
No, he's making too much money.
Exactly.
It's like you can only. What else was he?
It's like Jerry Orbach.
He's got 20 years of syndication.
Yeah, I ain't going nowhere.
It's like Michael Weatherly. He may have left the show, but he's probably making more money on God from the reruns from that show.
Mm-hmm. And Bull.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Bull is a pretty decent show. No NCIS, but it's
I
pretty
like
good.
Bull. I'm a
Yeah,
big fan
I
of
don't
Bull.
say I hate it, but it's not as good as Tony DiNozzo in
Sounds
NCIS.
like you hate it.
The Tony DiNozio.
If only Bull had Glenn Close in it. And
You mean
Vincent
Morgan
D'Onofrio and Morgan Freeman.
No, Morgan Freeman played by Glenn Close.
Close.
No, just get Robert Downey Jr.'s character from Tropic Thunder.
I'm the dude playing the dude.
Disguised as another dude.
You people
What?
always saying that. What do you mean, you people?
What do you mean?
you people?
They had one part for a black man that gave it to Crocodile Dundee. Hey, watch yourself. That man's a national treasure. I'm sorry, a dingo ate you, baby. You know, it's a true story, don't you?
I'll tell you something I just came across that I haven't seen in years. Not a stellar top movie, but it was a comedy that I liked when I was younger. And speaking of Kirstie Alley, it had
Look
her
Who's
in it.
Talking?
No,
Oh,
it had
I like
her
that movie.
and John Larroquette. It was called Madhouse.
part of it.
Oh, man. I haven't seen that in
When they
freaking
have all
forever.
the people visiting and
Yeah.
like, people take over his house and everything, and everything goes bad. Like she gets burnt down, the house gets destroyed. It's. I
It
mean,
came out right around the same time as that the one with Tom Hanks where they're redoing the house.
Oh, Money Pit.
Money Pit.
No, it came a little bit after that. 'Cause
Okay,
Money
okay.
Pit was fairly earlier '80s.
Got you. Okay.
And this came out, I want to say, like mid to late '80s. I want to say somewhere around there.
Okay.
But I was like, oh my god! I was on one of the channels, probably Tubi, and I was going through, and I'm like, oh my god, Madhouse!
I
I'm
remember
throwing this
that, yeah.
on, man. I'm like, I'm throwing this on. I haven't seen this in forever. Just a fun one. Another one I'm trying to find that I am having.
Is the
trouble-
Guyver? Because I found that movie.
No, it's not the guy. I am not looking for the Guyver. I was helping you look for it before you found it.
I
but
found it.
I don't enjoy Mark Hamill enough to rewatch it.
There was the one movie with.
You wouldn't enjoy him in that movie.
I know.
It's John Larroquette, and then I never remember Bronson. It's the guy that was just in the
Charlie
new Beverly.
Bronson?
No, the guy that was just in the new Beverly Hills Cop. He was Balky Bartokomous in Perfect Strangers. He was in the original Akmal.
Oh, yeah.
Bronson.
Serge.
Yeah, but
The guy who
Bronson's
plays-
Oh, the
something.
arms dealer and the art gallery owner.
Yeah.
He has a different job in every goddamn
Yeah,
movie.
and then in
he's
the
a
new
realtor.
One, yeah, in the new one, he's like into realty and stuff. But
Okay.
So it's anyway, it was a movie in the '80s with John Larroquette and him, and it's called Second Sight. And I haven't seen that in forever, but I used to love that
Okay.
movie. And he's basically that's the name of their detective. They're called the Second Sight Detective Agency because John Larroquette is an ex-cop or an force. He goes into private investigating, and that guy, like I can never Bronson. I want to say it's
the
like Bronson
guy.
something. Bronson Pinchot, isn't it, or Pinkett or something? But regardless, that character.
Somebody's looking at it.
He was in an accident, and he basically now has these psychic powers. Like there's this dead person that speaks through him
Oh.
and can take over his body, but he has all this like
Kind of like in Ghost, where he gets in Whoopi Goldberg's body for a minute.
yeah, but it's basically it's this guy that's guiding him. It's his guide, but he gets like these special telekinetic powers and stuff that he can do, and so he helps investigate things. And then there's another guy who's a parapsychologist who works with them. He kind of helps him get through his stuff. But it's like, so they're basically just a group of 3 bumbling idiots. But it's funny whenever he gets taken over because he can like shoot like telekinetic energy out of his hands and stuff.
Oh,
I mean,
shit.
it's in the 80s, so it's really
Yeah,
bad
yeah, yeah.
special effects. But it's a great movie. It's a funny movie. They end up running into these nuns that end up getting caught up in this situation. They have to fix it or, So it's good. Watch the movie.
Jeez.
Second Sight, if you can find it, because I haven't been able to. But I haven't also really delved too deep
Yeah,
into it.
you
either.
didn't spend 2 weeks looking for it.
I
like
did not.
Speaking of detective agencies, Dana Carvey has one of the best movies he's ever done, where he plays he plays a PI, but he has the same condition that Reese Witherspoon does in 50 First Dates. Like his memory just gets wiped every morning.
Mm-hmm.
So when he's working on cases, he
That
writes it
wasn't
down.
Reese Witherspoon.
What?
That was Drew Barrymore.
Drew Barrymore, blonde girl. I don't. Morgan Freeman.
Morgan fucking Freeman.
You're basically describing Memento, is what you're saying.
Yeah, but it's a comedy with Dana Carvey.
It's not the Master of Disguise.
No, God,
no,
no.
no.
I was gonna say if you said that was a great movie, I'd have to punch you.
Truly enough, Turtle Club.
Oh no!
Are we still recording?
Actually,
yeah,
it
we
looks
are.
like we are still
Oh,
recording.
okay.
All
We just
right,
can't
so-
see. So
Sorry, we just had a small little power outage. Please tell me that's not working. There we go.
No,
We're still going.
yeah,
We're
we're
still
still
going.
going.
All right.
All right, here we are.
you
Yeah,
may see a
look.
little audio hiccup every.
And video.
Yeah. Well, we just had a quick power surge.
We ha.
So go ahead and finish up your movie because we got to wrap this up here in a couple minutes.
No, it's just a Dana Carvey movie, and I can't remember it, but he plays a private eye who has the same condition that Drew Barrymore does in 50 First Dates. So when he's working on a case, he wakes up every morning with things written all over his arms, like notes and stuff, and he finds his like notepad that he keeps having to read every day. It's a very good movie, and I cannot remember the name of it to save my life.
Well, if you, the listeners, know what he's talking about, send us an email at talktous@movietalksandchill.com.
Talk
Let
to
us
us.
know.
Yeah,
Yes, just talk to us, man.
Yeah, we're here.
we're lonely.
But we do have to
We're
wrap
drinking
up
at
with-
11 o'clock in the morning. We have issues.
It's 5 o'clock somewhere.
Yeah.
Actually, 11 o'clock it would be in Germany.
Yep.
Oh, Lord.
So,
I can do math.
but we are out of time, guys. Thank you all for joining us for
Tavern Talks. How the crew started.
part 2.
Yep.
So keep up with us. Keep checking everything out. Elevation Films is going to be getting
Yep.
that up and running in the next. I think last communication with her was sometime in August or September.
That's what last time I saw him.
But then the next episode will be from our anniversary episode. So our
Yes,
30th
and we
anniversary
have-
will be coming up.
And we have a special episode planned for that one if all the stars can align. So that'll
Yep.
be fun.
So keep on checking us out. But until next week for Movie Talks and Chill, we are your hosts. I'm Tony Serrato.
I'm Gavin Butts.
I'm Patrick Wall.
All right, guys, take care.
Cheers.
Cheers.